So here's a fragrance that came out a couple of years ago in 2021, and I suppose I'm a little late to the party and I'm still not fully at the party yet because I don't own a bottle of it. This one by Edition de Parfum Frederic Malle is called Synthetic Jungle. This is going to be a first impression because I don't feel confident calling this a review without a full bottle in hand. Nevertheless, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance in just a little bit, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I give you my thoughts on Synthetic Jungle by Frederic Malle, this is a composition by Filippo, and of course this is not a full review because I don't have a bottle, I can't show you the presentation segment, so on and so forth, but at the very least I can tell you what I think about the smell. And this is not a true first impression because I have tried this on several other occasions. Of course, it's been out for 2 years now, but I want to start the video off first by saying that if you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, Edition de Parfum Frederic Malle, they have so many fragrances that I truly enjoy. Uncut Gem is one that I've been wearing a lot recently. Of course, there's Musc Ravageur, Bigarade Concentré, Jean-Claude Ellena, and Maurice Roussel, and all of these wonderful perfumers have created fragrances for Frederic Malle. And of course, there's also Lipstick Rose and Portrait of a Lady, and there's a lot of masterpieces from this brand. Here we have one called Synthetic Jungle, and of course this utilizes synthetic ingredients just like the namesake. And looking at the note breakdown, there's galbanum and there's basil, blackcurrant, there is hyacinth and jasmine, and I think almond or heliotrope, there's oak moss, patchouli. So there's a lot of green ingredients that would make this evocative of a jungle, right? The namesake of the perfume. And as soon as I sprayed this on, the first thing you're going to notice is the basil combined with the other green elements. Yes, it does have a floral personality. Not initially, right? Initially it comes across a little culinary, a little herbal and aromatic. The basil is actually quite strong in the beginning, and the blackcurrant does give it a little bit of this musky vibe. It's not fruity at all, but it does give it a bit of a musky vibe that I think is complemented by the oak moss in the base. And the reason I say that is because it does kind of evoke some of the more vintagey fragrances. I know this has gotten compared to some fragrances that have come out in decades past, and I do think the comparisons are warranted just because oak moss seems to have that effect, especially when it's paired with patchouli. I mean, these are very iconic verdant ingredients, but you have the basil in the opening, you have the hyacinth, which lends a really nice gentle floral personality. That combined with jasmine and ylang ylang and whatever other floral ingredients are in here, also a touch of lily of the valley. What I like about it is that it's not heady, right? There's no freesia, there's no narcissus, there aren't these sort of yellow floral ingredients. Yes, there is ylang ylang, but it's not dominating the heart of this fragrance. So I like how the floral personality here is very gentle, right? If you enter this jungle, it's not boisterous, it's not rambunctious, it's not cacophonous. You're not going to get, lions and tigers screaming and animals yelping, and you're not going to get this strident sound, pervading your senses. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get a sort of serene element that is almost exploratory in nature. You enter this jungle and you're like, oh, I wonder what's going on here, right? Like, where's that wonderful smell coming from? There must be flowers in the distance, maybe hidden in the undergrowth or hidden behind a bush or something like that. So I really like how this perfume is kind of immersive, how it allows you to really experience the best with your senses, but it doesn't overwhelm you. Like I said, it's not cacophonous, it's euphonous. It gives you a really nice sort of a genial, personality. And despite there being synthetic elements in it, it smells natural, right? Because these synthetics are derived from natural ingredients. So there is this aura of familiarity about it, and I would say there's also a bit of a simplicity to it as well. It's interesting because you smell something like Bigarade Concentré, and it is one of the most natural smelling citrus fragrances I've ever encountered, right? And I think Frederic Malle can do that with a lot of fragrances. Portrait of a Lady is this beautiful, beautiful rose, and you smell it and it's like you're smelling a bouquet of roses. And I think it has that organic appeal that has really won the hearts of the consumers that have made it a signature scent over the past X amount of years, for however long it's been around. I think with Synthetic Jungle there's more of a simplicity to it, but that doesn't take away from the beauty and the intrigue. This is wonderful. So it's basil, it's floral, touch of oak moss, more oak moss than patchouli. And I say that because patchouli can be earthy, it can be chocolatey, and I'm getting neither one from this. So it's more oak moss than anything else. And as far as the florals in here, it's a balance of hyacinth and Lily of the Valley, right? But in the opening, you do have the basil, which makes it really, really interesting. I enjoy this one so much. This is a really interesting fragrance, and because of the performance, I would say this is one that I would comfortably wear into the autumn as well. Perhaps not winter. I think the best season is probably spring because it's still quite chilly in the spring, and it has a lot of floral elements that would make me feel inclined to wear this one in that season. I think it's evocative of that season. Summer's fine, just don't over apply. And like I said, the performance for this one is a solid 8 to 9 hours on my skin. Projection was wonderful for the first hour to hour and 15 minutes of application. It radiated just a little bit beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6 or 7, a skin scent right around hour 9, and it's quite versatile as well. I think anybody of any age, great for both men and women. I think this one is great for the springtime, and I think this one can be worn formally or casually. So I think it has quite a bit of versatility to it, and I'm really, really enjoying this one. I think the basil and the galbanum and all of these other green ingredients make it so interesting. And of course, galbanum is a resin that is not sweet at all. It's more on the green side of things. Some people have even called it bitter or astringent. Not so. I think it's more on the green balmy side of things. But nevertheless, if you have a chance to try Synthetic Jungle, please do. You know, I initially tried this one, I think it might have been at, you know, was it Neiman Marcus in Manhattan by Central Park South, and it's a wonderful fragrance, and I tried it when it came out. And of course now there's a new one called Heaven Can Wait, and that one is pretty interesting as well, a little bit on the light side of things, so I wasn't crazy about it. But nevertheless, thanks for watching. If you have experience with this fragrance, let me know. Drop your comment down below. Also, if you have a favorite Frederic Malle fragrance, why don't you go ahead and tell me what it is? Drop that comment down below as well. I always appreciate the interaction. If you enjoyed this first impressions video, let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video in any way, if you found it informative or helpful in any way, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up as well. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.